Hey, I'm going to do a book review. Might do several. Today's is The Toothpaste Millionaire by Jean Merrill. Yep. I wish I had my hardback book of this. It looks better, but I didn't find it quickly. You might go, but isn't this a children's book and you're 52? Correct on both counts, but I'm going to quote from C.S. Lewis in my defense. And his quote is, "No book is really worth reading at the age of 10, which is not equally, and often far more, worth reading at the age of 50 and beyond." I think this is one of those children's books that's worth reading at any age, and here's why, as quickly as I can. It really teaches fabulous character qualities. And man, I just really don't care for this cover. I like the other one better. But the insides are the same no matter what copy you get. It teaches such fabulous character qualities. Teaches things like initiative. The boy, and there's two main characters, Rufus Mayflower and Kate McKinstry. I think I said that right. And both of them show a lot of initiative in it, but particularly Rufus. He's very creative and trying new things. It's wonderful. So if you want to teach initiative to a child of yours or just learn it for yourself, read this book. Some other character qualities in it that are fantastic are friendliness. You really see the benefits of reaching out to others, and you see what a good friendship looks like in this book. Kate is kind of the storyteller, and she moves to a new city and is trying to make new friends, and you see her, taking that mindset, the old saying of to have a friend, you have to be a friend. And she tries to reach out to neighbors and just really kind of gets rebuffed by them. And it shows her sadness at that and kind of going, I'm trying to make friends, I'm not being accepted. And then she meets Rufus. And it even says in here somewhere. Well, I'll get back to that in a second. So it shows the friendship progress and what a good friendship looks like, how they support each other, how they are there for each other and are helpful and looking for ways to, help the other one in their interests. And man, it's just, they've got each other's back in so many ways in this book, and how they reach out in friendliness and help each other. So it's really, even just for friendship, it's a great book. It also teaches frugality. That's a massive theme in here. So I'm always working on being frugal, and this really teaches the importance of it. Man, it's just all over the place in this. I've marked a couple things I want to read as examples, but the frugality is all through here. It also teaches contentment. And some of that, I guess I'll go ahead and read this part. Contentment, and also the difference between needs and wants, which is such a necessary thing for us in this day and age. Let me find the part I marked about that. Okay, so they're in a drugstore looking to buy some toothpaste for Rufus's mom. And here's what Kate says. She says, hey, he's talking about maybe trying to make toothpaste for cheaper than they could buy it. And she says, hey, do you think you can make eyeshadow too? It suddenly struck me that 69 cents for a smidge of eyeshadow about as big as a nickel, and that was at the cut rate sale price, was a little bit expensive too. Skipping down. Maybe, Rufus said, but what's the point? Nobody really needs eyeshadow. If anybody's crazy enough to pay 69 cents for something he doesn't need, I'm not able to be bothered about him. But everybody needs to brush their teeth. If I could make a good, cheap toothpaste, that would be worth doing. That's wonderful. I love that. So that's an example of teaching contentment and knowing the difference between what I want and what I need. That's wonderful. So those are just the character qualities: initiative, friendliness, and just what a good friendship looks like, frugality, contentment, all excellent character qualities. It also teaches capitalism, free markets. I'm a big fan of those. So Rufus decides that he can make and sell toothpaste, better toothpaste at a cheaper price, and still make money doing it. And it shows that process, and it's wonderful. And yes, it's overly simplified, and this is probably like 60s, 70s time frame. That's the setting. Things have changed. There's always a lot more red tape now, but it really does show that what capitalism is like and what happens when you take an idea and run with it, and that you can be successful. So if you're a believer in that, or if you're not a believer, read it and see what you think. So it's great for that. It teaches that real life is a better teacher than in school, which I'm also, as a homeschooler, I'm a big believer in also. Not that school's worthless, but if you can make it practical and hands-on and say, look, this is real life. I'm always going, when something happens with math in life, I'll be like to my children, I'm like, oh, look, math in real life. I love math. So, and there's it in here. And they actually, as they start working out the math that's involved in making toothpaste, comparing things like how much, for the same amount of money, how much toothpaste can I make compared to this tube of toothpaste, and how they figure that out. How they have to figure out how much money they need to charge for their toothpaste and make sure everything's covered. That's in here several times. They go to the bank and get a loan to start this business a little bit bigger. They start small, move bigger, and then so it shows that process and how they are taking their math problems that they're doing for their business and doing them in math class, and it shows how everybody's kind of like that process of going, oh, I can actually use the stuff I've learned here in class in real life, and kind of the vice versa of realizing I've got to know these things, and I've got to work this out, and I'm using skills, and I don't know, it's I'm not explaining that well, but trust me, it just shows that doing things is a great teacher, and needing to know something is a great teacher, but you also have to have the basics. So it's a great mix of those two things. I also like how they deal with racism in here. You probably saw from that. They're the two main characters, Rufus and Kate. They deal so simply and so beautifully with racism. But this is also about friendship, this little bit I'm going to read. One of the nice things about Rufus is this. He doesn't seem to mind that I'm white and he's black. He doesn't even mind that I'm a girl. My brother James, though, can hardly stand it that I'm a girl. This can be pretty annoying in a 9-year-old boy. With Rufus, I didn't even have to try to make friends. It was as if we always had been from the first day I met him. That's wonderful. That really talks about that relationship that they have, and there's no romance in the book. They're kids, and they're just really good friends who support each other and are helpful, and really reach out. And let's see, another part that deals with how the book deals with prejudice and different races and things getting along. They meet, Kate meets an actual adult named Hector, and is talking about hiring him to help them with toothpaste production. So Hector says this, just one question about Mr. Rufus. Would he discriminate? What do you mean? I asked. I mean about hiring me, Hector said, on account of I'm black. Oh, I said, well, Rufus is too. And so through the book, what matters isn't if you're Chinese descent, African descent, European descent, Asian descent. I mean, you have kind of all in here. That's not what matters. What matters is, are you willing to work? Are you willing to, be a friend? Are you going to share your interests? Are you going to share your knowledge. Are you going to be helpful? That's what you see in here. And I think that's a really good example for all of us. Great book. And honestly, it's like 90 pages. Okay, technically 89. So you can read it in like 2 hours. And there are some pictures. Excuse me. But it's a wonderful book. I highly recommend it. You know, you can read it aloud to your children if they're a little too young. I know there's at least an audio version somewhere because I know my children have listened to it. I think we got the CD from the library. I didn't find it on Audible or Hoopla. Anyway, so quick read, easy. Here's an example of, you know, what the type size and how much print is on a page. So the book will give you those references to things that you can encourage and will show, you know, what these character qualities and different ideas look like in life and make it easier to encourage those in others. So it's a great book, and I honestly go back and will skim through it every once in a while. Just it's a very wholesome book and enjoyable. The characters are enjoyable, and it shows, you know, them with their families, and the annoying little brother kind of comes through with a good thing when they need. So, you know, it's sweet and helpful and a lot of great things. So I recommend The Toothpaste Millionaire by Jean Merrill for any age. Thank you.